You know, if you walk into pretty much any school these days, you're going to hear talk about teaching human skills. These programs are everywhere, right? They're designed to help kids manage their emotions, work together, the whole nine yards. But with all the time and money being poured into them, you have to wonder, do they actually work?
So, let's figure that out together. Here's our game plan. First, we're going to get on the same page about what human skills even are. Then, we'll peek inside one of the most popular programs out there to see how it's supposed to work. After that, we dive into the hard data from a massive study, and trust me, the results are probably not what you're expecting. And finally, we'll uncover the one thing that makes all the difference between success and, well, not success.
All right, first things first. What in the world are we even talking about when we say human skills? Let's lock in a good definition. When you really boil it down, these are the absolute basics for navigating life. I mean, think about it. Making good decisions, handling frustration, working with other people. These aren't just for kids in a classroom. We all use these skills every single day.
And this right here, this gets to the very heart of it. This isn't just about getting kids to behave better in class. The real aim is to hand them a kind of life toolkit, a set of skills they can take with them forever to build a good, successful life.
Okay, so how do you actually teach something as big as getting along with others? Well, let's take a look inside one of the biggest programs in the country. It's called Second Step, and see how they approach it.
What's really smart about this is that the program grows up with the students. For the little ones in pre-K, it's all about the fundamentals, right? Listening, paying attention. As they get older, the skills get more complex, like how to apologize, solve a fight, or handle feeling frustrated. By middle and high school, they're tackling some really sophisticated stuff, like positive self-talk and understanding how they can shape their own futures.
And here's something you might find interesting. Why do so many schools choose this? It's not just some nice feel-good extra. Programs like Second Step are actually built to line up with core academic requirements, mental health standards, and even specific laws. So for a school, it becomes a really integrated part of what they do.
Okay, this all sounds fantastic on paper, but the million-dollar question is, does any of it actually work in a real, messy, chaotic school environment? Is there any proof?
To get a real answer to that, we've got to go beyond the sales pitch and look at some serious, unbiased research. And lucky for us, a huge new study did exactly that.
So this nonpartisan research group, WestEd, went into a big, diverse school district in North Carolina. They wanted to see what was actually happening on the ground. No theories, just real-world impact. And listen, we're not talking about a couple of classrooms here. This was a massive study. They looked at 42 different elementary schools. That is a huge sample. And get this, the data they analyzed covered more than 23,000 students. Wow. When you're working with numbers that big, the findings carry some serious weight.
So, the big moment. What did all of that data actually show? Well, this is where the story takes a really interesting turn, because it turns out just having the program wasn't the secret. Not at all. It was all about how the program was used.
The researchers focused on this concept they call implementation fidelity. It sounds kind of technical, but it's really simple. It just means, did the teachers actually do the lessons? So they split the schools into two groups: high-fidelity schools that did over 80% of the lessons, and low-fidelity schools that did less than 60%.
And here's the kicker. In the schools that barely used the program, nothing. No real change in student outcomes. But in the schools that really committed to it, they saw small but definitely real positive improvements. The data was clear.
So what did that look like in practice? Well, take self-management, the ability to control your emotions, stay focused. It's a huge deal for learning. Students in those high-fidelity schools showed a significant jump in this skill.
But honestly, this is the number that just blew me away. In the schools that went all in, students were 63% less likely to get an out-of-school suspension. That is a massive drop in the most serious kind of punishment. It means more kids staying in school, learning, just wow.
Now, we have to be precise here. The impact was really specific to those major out-of-school suspensions. The study didn't find a significant change for less severe things, like getting sent to the principal's office or having an in-school suspension.
So, after looking at all this data, what's the one big thing to take away from all of this? It's a simple but really powerful idea. The magic isn't in the curriculum binder. It's in the daily practice.
The study basically gives us a recipe for success. You know, step one, yeah, you need a good program that's based on research. But step 2 is the one that really matters. Making sure teachers have the training and support to actually teach it and teach it well. And they also found that creating a strong sense of belonging in the school just makes everything work even better.
And honestly, the researchers themselves said it best in their report. This one sentence just says it all. Simply adopting an SEL curriculum may be insufficient. You can't just buy the box and hope for the best.
So at the end of the day, it's not really about the brand name of the program a school buys. It's about the commitment. It's about the consistent daily effort from teachers and staff to bring these ideas to life for their students. That's the secret sauce.
And that leaves us with a huge question, doesn't it? If we know that doing the program right is the key to unlocking these amazing results, then the real conversation we need to have is this. How do we give our schools and our teachers the time, the resources, and the support they desperately need to actually make it happen?